Hi, I'm Larissa Harrington. And if you're a purpose driven professional who cares about making a positive impact in the world and who wants to keep doing what they love for as long as they desire without burning out, keep watching. I want to share a simple assessment that you can use to check in with where you are and to make sure that your actions are aligned with what's most important every single day. I'm going to use some slides so that you can follow along with me. All you're going to need is something to write on and something to write with. You can do it on a piece of paper, you can download a worksheet, or you can just type it on your computer or on your phone. Any way you want to do it is totally fine. We're going to talk about living and leading with intention, how to align your life for sustainable impact. So let's dive right in. First, focusing on why does it matter? For me, I was in the military for 20 years. I've been doing this work for 25 plus years, and I've seen way too many people who have a big purpose, who care about what they're doing, who want to make an a positive impact in the world, and they end up burning out because they are not focusing on the right things when they need to. They end up overgiving, overcommitting, maybe don't have the best boundaries, perfectionism, people pleasing, all of the things that I've seen over the years that cause people to no longer love the same things that mattered before or no longer have the motivation to continue doing the work that they really cared about. So I am on a mission to help people continue doing the things that matter because I want great people out there in the world doing great things and helping to make the world a better place. Why does it matter for you to have sustainable impact? Right? Lots of people can do something hard or do meaningful work for a short period of time. I want you to be able to do it sustainably. Why do you care about having sustainable impact? So just take a moment to think about that and have that at the forefront of your mind as we're going through this assessment today. So this is what we're going to do. It's the wheel of life for high performers. You might have done a wheel of life before where we're talking about health and relationships and our career, right? These general terms. I created one specifically for high performers because I found that these were the areas that really mattered when we're thinking about sustainable impact. You don't have to do anything right now. Let me just quickly go over it with you. We're going to talk about clarity and confidence, what that looks like in our life. Do we feel clear? Do we feel confident? Talking about presence and mindfulness. Are we paying attention? Right? Are we present in our own life? Stress management and emotional regulation, our sleep and energy, movement and nourishment, boundaries and work life harmony, relationships and communication, and then, of course, legacy and impact. So, we're going to go through each of these areas together, and then you'll assess where you are in each of those areas. So for this assessment, you're going to assess yourself 1 to 10. 1 is it's completely out of alignment or this area is completely neglected. And 10 is this area feels fully aligned. You're thriving in this area. You're going to be somewhere in between. This is a self assessment. This is not a test that you're supposed to get 100% on. It is a self assessment. And the goal is to be honest with yourself so that you know where you are and you know what shifts you can make in your life so that you can have sustainable impact. So, we're going to start right now with this first area, clarity and confidence. So, a couple of choices, right? You can just write down clarity and confidence and then we'll come up with a number. You can use the worksheet and have it printed off and you're writing in your number there. Or you can just write this down on your computer, on your phone. However you want to do it, totally fine. As we're thinking about this area, clarity and confidence. This is not for you right now to figure out, what your vision for life is. Maybe you already know it, maybe not. It's to assess how clear and confident you currently are. So, some ways to think about this. Do you feel clear about what matters to you? Are you clear on your goals and vision for the future? Are you confident in your ability to take aligned, empowered action, even when things feel uncertain or challenging? Right. And on the other side of it, maybe some signs of misalignment is that you notice that you feel stuck or uncertain about what's next. There's self doubt and you're constantly comparing yourself to others. You avoid decisions out of fear of getting it wrong. So, some things to think about. Again, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've never met anyone who is at a 10 in all of them. I am not a 10 in all of them all the time. This is about you assessing where you are And so you're just going to think about these different areas. Say, oh, you know what? 100% of the time, I'm clear about what matters and I am confident going through life. Yeah, cool. Or maybe like 70% of the time. Or maybe you look at these signs of misalignment and you're like, oh, times I am comparing myself to other people. So you're going to give yourself a score, 1 to 10, wherever it is. Just be honest with yourself and practice some self compassion, non judgment, practicing curiosity. There's no expectation of what you're supposed to be, but be honest about where you are. All right. So you've given yourself a number, clarity and confidence. Let's move on. Presence and mindfulness. Some questions to help assess where we are 1 to 10. Are you regularly present and grounded in the moment? Right. That means that we are in a meeting or having a conversation with someone and we are present and not thinking about all the other things that we have going on in our life, or we're not distracted playing on our phone when we're having a conversation with someone. We're not stressing about things that might happen in the future when we are connected in person with someone else, right? So we're just asking ourselves these questions, non judgment, practicing curiosity. Are you aware of your thoughts and emotions and behaviors as they arise, right? Do we constantly be like, oh, I don't even know where that came from? Or we're huffing and puffing and acting not so nice to people and we didn't even realize that anything was wrong because we're so disconnected from ourselves. Are you able to respond intentionally instead of reacting on autopilot? Right? So, some signs of misalignment, constant multitasking, feeling scattered, zoning out, scrolling on your phone during conversations, feeling like you're just going through the motions. Okay. So, give yourself some kind of score. These are just some different examples. You can see if there's other examples that come up for you. Be honest with yourself. Where are you now? Like 10, you're always totally present, connected, and I will tell you, I have been teaching mindfulness for many, many years, and I am not 100% present and mindful all the time. So don't judge yourself with whatever number you get to. The goal is awareness so that we can be aware, like, oh, you know what? Sometimes I do get distracted during this thing. Or sometimes there is a little disconnection from myself or from someone else. This is something I'm aware of so that I can maybe shift and do things differently. Okay. You're focusing on honesty. Next one, stress management and emotional regulation. This is not about how stressed out you are because of how much stress you have. It's about how you are responding to the stress that's present. We are humans. There will always be stress. We are humans. We will always have emotions. Are we able to stay regulated? Are we able to manage our stress in healthy ways? Okay. So, do you have tools to manage your stress effectively, healthy ways? Are you able to respond to challenges without feeling overwhelmed? Can you recognize and regulate your emotions in a healthy way? Just some questions to consider. Signs of misalignment might be reacting impulsively and constantly snapping at others, feeling anxious or overwhelmed, numbing or avoiding uncomfortable feelings. Okay, so again, giving yourself a number 1 to 10. Where are you now as you think about these areas as a whole? So you have your number. You don't need to overanalyze it or worry about did you pick the right number. Whatever comes up for you is okay. Next one, sleep and energy. Are you getting enough quality sleep to feel restored? Right? So maybe that we have an easy time getting to bed at night. We wake up before our alarm goes off. We don't need 7 cups of coffee and energy drinks to make it through the day. We have the energy for the things that matter. Okay. Are your daily rhythms supporting your energy and well being? Some questions to ask yourself. Are you relying on caffeine or sugar? Do you lack motivation or mental clarity? Do you notice that excessive work or screen time interferes with your ability to get the quality and quantity of sleep that you need? No judgment. Just be honest with yourself here. We don't need to make excuses if we're like, oh, I'm at a 1 here. Okay. Just notice it. Give yourself your number. Take a deep breath. Let's go to the next one. Movement and nourishment. Right? Sometimes we think about it as like exercise and food, but I want you to think more broadly there. Are you moving your body in ways that support your health, vitality, and long term well being? Okay. That doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym every day, but are you moving your body? Are you nourishing your body with foods that help you feel your best? Do you even know what foods help you feel your best? Are you paying attention? Do you feel strong and nourished and well cared for physically? Do you notice that you're constantly skipping meals or eating mindlessly? And when we think about skipping meals, I know fasting is a thing, intermittent fasting is a thing. This is about unintentional skipping meals. You're like, oh, I'm going to eat breakfast when I get to the office. And then you realize it's 12 o'clock and you haven't had anything besides coffee, or that you're just mindlessly eating things because it's there because you don't have a plan. Okay. So think about the intentionality with the choices that you're making. Are you eating foods that leave you feeling foggy, bloated, fatigued? Are you too sedentary? Or maybe are you exercising in ways that cause harm for you? You're like, oh, I have this belief that I have to run 5 miles every morning, but you have shin splints and fractures and you're living on ibuprofen trying to get through because you think that you have to do this thing, right? A lot of folks, we have these old beliefs around things we're supposed to do, and then we don't pay attention to our daily choices. And so sometimes we're, again, acting out of alignment because we are not honest with ourselves around our motivation. So right now, you're just assessing how aligned are you in this area? Is your movement and nourishment, or the ways you're moving your body and fueling your body, supporting you and feeling the way you want to feel and achieving your goals? What number are you at? How aligned are you here? Giving yourself that number, moving on, boundaries and work life harmony. Are you honoring your time and energy and capacity in a way that reflects your values? Do you feel a sense of alignment between your personal life and your professional responsibilities? Are you creating time for rest and joy and things outside of work? Some signs of misalignment. You say yes when you want to say no. You feel guilty when you rest. You feel like you never have enough time for yourself. So, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? How aligned are you in this area of life? No judgment, just being honest with ourselves, practicing curiosity, practicing self compassion. Where are you now? Giving yourself a number, and we move on. Relationships and communication. So, we're talking the broad terms of relationships and communication. Do you feel supported and connected in your relationships? Do you feel comfortable and safe giving and receiving feedback? Are you communicating openly and honestly with the people in your life at work and at home? Do you notice that you constantly avoid conversations because you don't like conflict? Do you want to keep the peace? Do you notice that you're constantly feeling misunderstood or unsupported? Do you feel lonely even when you're surrounded by people? So, just having some awareness of these types of questions, giving yourself a number. How aligned do you feel in your relationships and with your ability to communicate in a healthy and effective way? Giving yourself your number 1 to 10. And then our final category, legacy and impact. Do you feel that you're making a meaningful impact at home, at work, in the community? Are you living and leading in alignment with the legacy that you want to leave? Do your actions reflect the kind of person and leader you desire to be? Do you notice that you're constantly questioning if what you do even matters? Do you play small to avoid judgment or failure? Do you keep saying someday to the things you really care about? Where are you here? How aligned are you here as you think about your legacy and the impact that you desire to make in the world? Giving yourself that number 1 to 10. All right, take a deep breath. Roll your shoulders around and maybe tally up your numbers, right? What is the sum of those 8 numbers? And what do you notice about your numbers in each of these areas? What do you notice? Does anything stand out to you? When you're practicing this radical honesty with yourself, are you surprised at where you are? So we're practicing curiosity. practicing non judgment. And now we're going to brainstorm. So, as you think about these areas and you think about what would be ideal for each of these areas where you really felt aligned, right? Goal being that we're an 8, 9, or 10 in all of these areas. Okay. So, as you're thinking about where you'd like to be, what that looks like, what steps could you possibly take to improve any of these areas? So, as you're brainstorming, you're writing them down. This is not you saying, like, yes, I'm committing to doing all of these things. No, I just want you to think about, could I do? Brainstorm, throw stuff out there. Take a couple moments here, brainstorming things that you could do to improve one, some, all of these areas. What are action steps you could take, activities you could do to improve these areas? All right. So hopefully you have some things down. Yeah. Have some numbers down. Now, as you look at the assessment, you look at your action steps, things that you could do. What would the easiest, simplest, or most impactful first step be for you to take? What would be the simplest, easiest thing for you to do, right? Doesn't take a lot of effort. It's a really easy thing that you could do. Like, let's use sleep as an example. You're like, oh, you know what? I am not getting enough sleep. I could set a sleep reminder on my phone. Okay. Doesn't take a lot of effort to put on a sleep reminder. Be like, oh, you know what? 10 o'clock. I just need a little reminder. Pop up on my phone. Be like, hey, it's time to start winding down. Okay. That's something simple, easy. Or what is most impactful, right? Sometimes we look at what number is the lowest. We're like, oh, I want to focus on that area. Or we look at what would be the most impactful. We could use sleep again to be like, oh, you know what? I don't have great emotional regulation because I'm always tired and it makes me always cranky and I'm always snapping at people because I'm just exhausted all the time. So the most impactful would be sleep because then I'd have energy to work out. I'd be better at my communication. My emotional regulation would feel better. I would have more energy to go outside. And so I'd get movement because I'm going to go for a walk every day, right? So we're just looking at what area could we start with? I, again, have been doing this work for a really long time. And I have seen people do trainings, do workshops, read a book. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this huge overhaul and I'm going to change all of these things so that my life will be perfect and amazing. Right. And it doesn't last because they're trying to change too much, too fast, too soon. So we're just going to focus on one thing. So you did this assessment, got better awareness of where you are. You're thinking about your vision for the future, where you'd like to be, what a 10 would feel like in each of these areas. And then just pick one thing to start with. That just one thing. And then as you're thinking about this one thing, what could you do to break down that one thing even more? Could you make it even more simple? Right? So again, using sleep as an example, you could be like, oh, I need to get more sleep. I'm going to go to bed earlier. That's my step. And then we say, you know what? I need to start with setting a timer on my phone. That's the very first step that I could take. Okay, so what would your first step be? And then as you're thinking about this, how would you taking this step impact your life? How would it impact your impact? Right? How would it impact how you are showing up for others in your family, at work, out in the community? What's the benefit of you taking this first step? And again, just thinking about this one thing, how will you hold yourself accountable? When are you going to take this step? Do you need any support? Do you need to talk to anybody? Right? Keeping with this sleep example, we're like, oh, you know what? I need to talk to my significant other because we both stay up late together watching TV or working in bed or scrolling on social media, whatever. Maybe it's like, oh, I need to actually talk to my significant other and say, hey, this is the impact of me not getting enough sleep. And I'm going to set a sleep reminder and I'm going to start winding down a little bit earlier, right? Talking to them about that. That could be a step too. So, giving you ideas. You're just going to focus on the one thing. And this assessment, you of course can come back and rewatch this video every week or every month or every 3 months, but you can also just focus on these areas. Okay, I'm going to just focus on this one thing for this week. And then next week, I'm going to reassess and then pick one more. As we start building new habits over time, instead of trying to change everything at once and then being unsuccessful, start with one thing and then self assess how that thing is going. Right? Sticking with that example, we might say, I'm going to start winding down at 10 o'clock. And then you know what? That's actually still not early enough, or it's too late, or I still have work that I have to get done. And it doesn't work if I do it at that time. You're going to just keep checking in and assessing and practicing self compassion and kindness with yourself. So hopefully you have your numbers, you have this assessment done, you know where you are, you have at least one thing that you can commit to now. So as we are bringing this to a close, I want to thank you for being here, for showing up, for watching this video, and I hope that you take time to thank yourself. I know you have a lot going on. I know you have a lot of other responsibilities. You still showed up today. So really take a moment to say, "Ah, yes, I did. I'm celebrating that. That is a win. I showed up for myself." Because if you're here and you're following me, it's because you care about other people. You care about doing great work in the world. And so really celebrating all of those moments when you actually show up for yourself. That's a win. That's a celebration. And you're worthy of investing and you're worthy of making time for. So keep doing it. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep checking in and being honest with yourself. If you ever need support, reach out. I'm so glad you joined us. I hope it was helpful and I hope to see you soon. Bye.